In the mist-drenched highlands of medieval Scotland, where stone walls hold whispers of forgotten kings and battle echoes ride the wind, a story unfolds not merely of power and betrayal, but of the human soul laid bare. This is not just the rise and fall of a king. It is a descent into the darkest corners of ambition, where loyalty is tested, conscience is silenced, and morality unravels. This is the story of Macbeth, a man whose name became legend, not for heroism, but as a warning of what happens when desire overrides judgment. Scotland, 11th century. A brutal land of clan warfare, shifting allegiances and fragile crowns. In this world, General Macbeth stands tall Thane of Glamis, a decorated warrior and a loyal servant to King Duncan. To the world, he is noble and brave, but within him stirs a terrifying force, an imagination so vivid, so potent, that it transforms mere possibility into unshakable destiny. And then come the witches three shadowy figures on a lonely heath who plant a seed of prophecy. Macbeth shall be king. They do not command him. They reveal a path he had already begun to see. Their words ignite a fire he cannot control. The witches are not villains, they are mirrors, reflecting Macbeth's deepest, most dangerous desires. At his side is Lady Macbeth, often seen as a scheming temptress. She is in truth far more complex, a woman driven by fear and pragmatism. In a world where power means survival, hesitation equals death, she sees her husband's doubt as weakness and urges him to act before they are consumed by others' ambition. Her tragedy lies not in evil, but in her belief that guilt can be mastered. She will learn too late that guilt has a life of its own. The murder of Duncan is not the climax, it is the beginning of Macbeth's unraveling. The floating dagger he sees before the deed is not magic. It is the embodiment of intent. The ghost of Banquo is not a spirit from beyond. It is guilt made flesh. In Macbeth, the supernatural does not drive the plot. It reflects the storm within. In medieval Scotland, the supernatural was woven into life's fabric. Ghosts and omens were not illusions, but revelations. Shakespeare uses these elements not to frighten, but to reveal. The real horror is not in the witches, but in the choices Macbeth makes. The monster is not summoned from without, it rises from within. The castles of Scotland, strong and cold, are more than fortresses, they are symbols of order surrounded by chaos. But no wall can stop betrayal from within. Macbeth is both hero and traitor, protector and destroyer. His greatest enemy is not the rightful heir, but his own ambition. This story asks, when does ambition become evil? What separates the brave from the monstrous? At what point do we stop choosing and start falling? Macbeth offers no simple answers, but it holds up a mirror. For within every soul lies the potential for greatness and for ruin. The heath stretches endlessly, a barren land of wind-bent trees and ancient stones, soaked in rain and silence. The ground squelches beneath invisible feet. There is no birdsong here, no warmth of sun, only a silver mist and the bitter taste of foreboding in the air. Suddenly, thunder cracks the sky. Lightning tears the clouds, revealing three shadowed figures in tattered cloaks. The Weird Sisters. They step forward with a grace that is neither human nor animal, moving as if guided by forces deeper than time. When shall we three meet again? Asks the first, her voice brittle as dried twigs. In thunder, lightning, or in rain? Ponders the second, eyes gleaming like wet stones. When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won, whispers the third. They speak with certainty, not as seers guessing futures, but as agents delivering verdicts already sealed. Where the place? Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth. That single name cuts the silence like a blade. Macbeth, not yet great, not yet damned, only a man, standing at the threshold of fate. Together, they chant in one breath, one thought. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air. This is not merely paradox. It is the key to everything that will follow. A world where truth and illusion change masks, where right and wrong blur into the same ghost. The mist swirls violently, far from the heath. Another storm rages, this one of steel and screams. A bloody battlefield lies in ruin. Smoke curls upward like the souls of the fallen. Among the carnage, two men stride with purpose. Macbeth tall, armor splattered, eyes full of war's weariness. And Banquo, broad and steady, his loyalty written in every step. Banquo wipes his blade clean. Another day, another rebel crushed. We've won again. But Macbeth does not smile. Is it ever truly over? We kill one traitor. Another rises. We protect a crown that draws blood like a thirsty blade. His words are heavy. Not just tiredness, but something deeper, a restless ache. An emptiness victory cannot fill. Banquo glances at him. You speak as one who finds no joy in triumph. Macbeth replies slowly, almost to himself. Do you never wonder if we are more than instruments of the king? If destiny holds something greater for us? Banquo frowns. Ambition is a dangerous master, my friend. The sky darkens further, as if echoing that warning. Fog begins to rise again, thicker now. Unnatural. Banquo squints. Strange mist. I can hardly see the road. Macbeth stares into the swirling grey. I've been walking in mist my whole life, never seeing the path, only walking because I must. And then, as if conjured by the very fog of Macbeth's soul, they appear. The weird sisters, their outlines vague, their presence undeniable. They stand like memories given flesh. The first speaks. All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. Macbeth stiffens. That is his current title. The second follows. All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. That title belongs to another. The third declares. All hail, Macbeth. That shalt be king hereafter. King. The word echoes inside Macbeth like thunder in a hollow chamber. He says nothing cannot speak. The words reach something inside him he barely knows exists. Banquo, more grounded, steps forward. You greet my friend with honours. What of me? The witches respond as one. Hail! 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 Then their riddle comes. Lesser than Macbeth and greater. Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. Banquo frowns. You speak in riddles, not truths. But already the sisters are fading back into mist, into nothing. Stay, cries Macbeth. Speak more. But the wind is their answer. They are gone. Banquo exhales, half laughing. The earth has bubbles, and they are of them. But Macbeth is far away, already slipping into a storm of thought. Horses approach. Two messengers dismount and bow. Hail, Macbeth! The first calls. The king rejoices in your victory. The second adds with formality. And he sends word. You are now Thane of Cawdor. A silence falls like a curtain. The second prophecy fulfilled. Banquo steps back, troubled. What? Can the devil speak true? The messengers confirm. The former Thane has confessed treason and been executed. Macbeth stares ahead, unmoving. His mind races. 2 truths are told, he mutters, as prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. He is no longer simply listening to fate. He is beginning to believe it. If it be good, why do I feel such dread? If bad, why has it begun with honor? The idea has taken root poisonous and alive. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man. Murder. The word is not yet spoken aloud, but it lives now inside Macbeth like a beast awakening. Banquo sees his friend lost in thought. He's rapt. Macbeth continues, almost whispering. Nothing is but what is not. He sees visions now bloody crowns, daggers in the dark, ambition rising like fire. Banquo speaks, trying to steady him. Come, let us return to the king. Macbeth forces a smile. Aye, let us speak more. Freely in time. They ride away. The mist thins, but Macbeth's mind does not clear. In fact, it has never been darker. He is changed. The loyal general who walked onto the heath is gone. In his place is a man who has glimpsed a throne and cannot forget the sight. In the distance, another figure waits. A castle of stone and secrets. And within it Lady Macbeth. She has not yet heard the prophecy, but she will. And when she does, she will see not fate, but opportunity. She will water the seed now planted. She will urge the storm forward. She will tell her husband what he already wants to hear. And so begins the fall, the bloody night. A deep darkness envelops Inverness Castle. A starless night. No moon in the sky. Only the sound of the wind rattles the windows like a harbinger of doom. Macbeth sits alone in a room of the castle, eyes closed. Sweat beads on his forehead and his lips tremble faintly. His hands grasp an invisible dagger, clenching and unclenching it over and over. If this blow could end it all, if this night alone could seal away all guilt and consequence, that my deed will ripple through this world and the next. His voice is hoarse, half prayer, half curse. That king, he is too virtuous. His blood is too close to the divine. And I'm to take it with my own hand. Is this truly what I desire? At that moment, the door opens. Lady Macbeth appears, cloaked in black, as if she emerged from the very shadows. She approaches silently and stands before her husband. You've already made your decision. No, I cannot. The king is our guest, my sovereign, the one who has trusted me. That Lady Macbeth's gaze shows no mercy. You said you wanted it, and yet you lack the courage to reach for it. You have ambition, but no resolve. How can you ever be king like that? Macbeth is silenced. She steps closer and whispers coldly, I could dash the brains of a nursing babe from my breast if I had sworn it. I'm tired of your empty oaths. Her words both froze his heart and lit a fire within. His pride, his shaken conscience, his thirst for destiny. Macbeth exhales and murmurs low, Tonight, it shall be done. Lady Macbeth smiles, but behind that smile lurks a hollow shadow. Late at night, all candles are extinguished, and silence covers the castle. A dog howls in the distance. Suddenly, an owl's cry tears through the darkness. Macbeth steps out of his chamber, dagger in hand. His footsteps echo in the corridor, syncing with the pounding of his heart. But suddenly the air bends. Before him, a dagger floats in midair. He reaches out an illusion, but the blade glimmers vividly, freshly stained with blood. Is this a dagger I see before me, or a figment conjured by my fevered mind? Look, blood drips from its tip. He clutches his head. Something within him begins to fracture. No more doubt. I must go on. The king's chamber. Duncan lies in a deep sleep, his face peaceful like a saint blessed by heaven. With trembling hands, Macbeth drives the dagger into his chest. Thud. The blade pierces flesh. Warm blood spills over Macbeth's hands. Before the king can awaken, his breath ceases, and silence returns to the castle. Macbeth stumbles back, pale and shaking, hands soaked in red. It's done, but I couldn't pray. The guard said amen, but from my lips, nothing came. Lady Macbeth sees the dagger and scolds him sharply. Why did you bring it back? Go, return it, put it back. No, I can't go back. Just the thought of those two sleeping men. Without hesitation, she snatches the dagger from him and goes herself. She presses the bloodied blade into the guard's hand, smears blood on the bedding, fabricating the evidence. When she returns, her face is also spattered with blood. Look, just a little water, and your crime will be washed away. But Macbeth whispers, these hands, washed. No, not even Neptune's oceans could cleanse them. They would turn the seas red instead. As dawn breaks, Macduff arrives at the castle gate. The chill of morning clings like mist, and his knock echoes ominously. The porter, bleary-eyed, lets him in. Macduff proceeds to the king's chambers to wake him. But minutes later, open up, someone help! Macduff's scream pierces the silence of the castle. A tragedy, so awful it defies speech. The king, he's been murdered. Servants rush in. Macbeth appears, sword in hand, feigning panic. In my fury, I struck down the guards. I could not let those blood-soaked men go unpunished. Macduff is skeptical, without questioning, without judgment. Why? Macbeth averts his gaze, words caught in his throat. Lady Macbeth faints, collapsing in the chaos. In the turmoil, truth slips away. Only Macduff narrows his eyes in silence. A seed of suspicion planted in his heart. That same day in the throne room, the crown is placed upon Macbeth's head. Applause echoes around him. Yet the crown feels not like gold, but like cold, heavy iron. Now, I am king. But why? My heart remains hollow. The wind still whispers my name in curse. Lady Macbeth stands beside him, smiling. We've done it. You are king. But the light in her eyes is no longer brilliance. Only ashes of something long burned away. And Macbeth, staring into the void, murmurs, if this is but the beginning, then the next is Banquo. He had become king. Macbeth sat upon the throne, the crown upon his head. The people bowed before him, hailing him with cries of Your Majesty. Yet beneath that glory, a silent crack had begun to form in his heart. That night, on his return from the battlefield, he had met 3 witches. They had made this prophecy, Macbeth, thou shalt be king, but it is Banquo's seed that shall inherit the crown. Those words still clung to his ears like an echo. Indeed, he had become king. He had shed blood, deceived God, and seized the throne. But the future was not his blood, but Banquo's line was fated to reign. Then what was that cursed night for? Was the blow that took the king's life a sacrifice for another man's glory? Anger swelled within him, entangled with fear. The conscience he had tried to bury still throbbed faintly within his soul. Banquo said nothing. He simply gazed upon Macbeth's throne. And that gaze was more terrifying than any accusation. For unspoken condemnation pierces deeper than words. They had once been comrades. Together, they had raised swords and walked through the jaws of death. But now, Banquo's loyalty and his silence pressed upon Macbeth like a blade. He knows what I have done, and what I hide. He speaks not, yet his silence hounds me. The man who had claimed the throne still could not find peace. Each night, sleep eluded him. Blood appeared in his dreams. The king's screams echoed in his ears. And Banquo's eyes, those eyes haunted him. Macbeth rose to his feet. Banquo and his son, they must fall by my hand. To live as king, I cannot turn away from further bloodshed. Peace lies beyond the next act of murder. There was no turning back. From the moment the first drop of blood had spilled, Macbeth's fate was sealed upon a path drenched in crimson. That day, Macbeth secretly summoned 2 assassins. With hidden faces and hushed voices, he gave them their orders. Banquo and his son Fleance will leave the castle tonight. They will pass through the forest path. Do not let them escape. Make sure both of them are silenced. The assassins nodded and melted into the darkness. Macbeth clenched his fists and murmured softly, "This path, begun in blood, must be protected by blood. If that is the price of kingship, then I shall pay it." Night fell. The moon vanished behind thick clouds. Through the wooded path, Banquo and Fleance rode on horseback. The father sensed something. A presence lurking in the silence, an unspoken scent hanging among the trees. Murder waiting to strike. Stay sharp, my son. The eyes of a man I once fought beside now glare at us in the dark. In that instant, a shadow leapt from the void. Steel flashed. A scream echoed through the forest. Banquo shoved his son away. "Run, Fleance. Don't look back, don't turn around. Live and carry my name." A blade plunged deep into the father's back. Falling to his knees, Banquo coughed up blood. "Live, become king, you are the future." With those final words, he collapsed onto the ground. His body lay still, like a great tree sinking its roots into the earth. Fleance held back tears and ran. Through the grass, past the branches, eyes fixed only forward. What was etched into his heart was not revenge nor glory, but a single vow: to survive. That night, a lavish banquet was held at Inverness Castle. Golden plates gleamed. The scent of wine drifted through the air. Music and laughter filled the hall. Nobles had gathered to celebrate the new king and queen. Yet, a strange tension hung over the royal seat. Lady Macbeth, wearing a flawless smile, welcomed the guests with grace. Macbeth held a goblet in hand, yet his eyes kept drifting toward an empty chair. Then, a messenger quietly approached and whispered into Macbeth's ear, "Banquo is dead, but his son, Fleance, has escaped." In that instant, Macbeth's world froze. His fingers trembled. His throat dried. The dazzling lights of the feast seemed to fade into the distance. Again, one survives. Why will the heavens not grant me certainty finality by my hand? He drank deeply, his face tightening, yet turned to the guests with a strained smile. "Come, friends, raise your cups. Tonight is a night of celebration." But whose chair is that? Why does it remain empty? And in that chair Banquo was seated, his face pale, his skin soaked in blood, and his eyes fixed upon Macbeth. No one else could see him, but to Macbeth he was truly there. "Banquo, you were supposed to be dead. Why have you returned to haunt my feast? Macbeth's cry sent shockwaves through the hall. Guests exchanged uneasy glances. Whispers and fear spread like wildfire. Lady Macbeth hurried to her feet. His Majesty sometimes confuses dream and waking life. Please pay it no mind. But Macbeth's frenzy would not be silenced. Don't glare at me with those eyes. Your blood is on my hands. Begone. Ghost, this is my seat, the king's seat. He shouted at the empty chair, waved his arms wildly, and hurled his goblet to the floor. At last, Lady Macbeth raised her voice. The banquet is over. Please, everyone take your leave at once. Eventually, the ghost vanished. Macbeth stood alone in the vast, hollow hall. Only the empty chair remained, and in its silence it pronounced his guilt. Night. After the echoes of the banquet had faded, the royal palace was wrapped in an eerie stillness. Lady Macbeth stood behind her husband, a candle in hand, watching his back. It seemed larger than before, but it was not the weight of majesty. It was the swelling shadow of blood and silence. That was the figure of the man she once loved. Where are you headed, my love? Macbeth gazed slowly out the window. In the distance, the outline of the forest melted into the night. I'm searching for the end of a sleepless night. But when I close my eyes, I see blood. So I cannot yet lay down my sword. His voice was low, distant, as if coming from another world. I thought becoming king would be the end of it all. But I was wrong. To remain king, there must be no end. Lady Macbeth gently reached out, trying to touch his hand, but he withdrew ever so slightly, as if afraid that her touch might shatter him. You used to tremble. That night after you struck Duncan, you were afraid of blood. But now, it's as if you feel nothing at all. I've grown used to it. The scent of blood, the stares of ghosts, the ache in my heart. All of it has seeped into me quietly. And now, nothing echoes. She was speechless. It was she who had once stirred him, driven him toward the throne. But now he had surpassed her and was slipping deep into a darkness far beyond her reach. I made you, and yet now my words, my voice can no longer reach you. Macbeth gave a short, hollow laugh. There is more blood yet to be spilled. Macduff has turned against me. Fleance still lives, so I will not sleep. My kingdom stands upon a blade. That's no kingdom anymore. It's a prison built of fear and murder. I care not. The throne is heavy. The crown is cold. But it is the path I chose. The flame of the candle in her hand flickered gently. It wavered as if uncertain. To burn or to extinguish? It did not know. There's no one left who can stop you, is there? Macbeth gave no reply. Only silence remained between them. A silence deeper than words. A rift approaching the eternal. Aristotle spoke of filial friendship in its deepest sense. Not mere companionship, but a love that wishes good for the other. This love was not sentimental. It was rigorous. It demanded excellence. It refused to accept mediocrity masquerading as compassion. The medieval world, for all its darkness, understood something we have forgotten. That mercy and justice are not opposites, but partners in a dance toward wholeness. The greatest saints were not those who ignored wrongdoing, but those who confronted it with such profound love that transformation became possible. But somewhere along the way, we fractured. We made justice mechanical and love optional. We created institutions that could function without hearts. and hearts that could beat without wisdom. The modern fragmentation. Walk through any modern city, and you will see the evidence of this split everywhere. In the gleaming towers of finance, where justice has become optimization and human beings have become resources. In the therapy rooms where love has become validation and truth has become whatever makes you feel better. The businessman who fires 1,000 workers to meet quarterly. Targets calls it necessary restructuring. The parent who refuses to set boundaries calls it unconditional love. Both have mistaken efficiency for virtue, feelings for wisdom. We have created a world where compassion means avoiding difficult conversations, where justice means following protocols regardless of human cost. We have forgotten that true compassion sometimes says no with tears in its eyes, and true justice sometimes says yes with hope in its heart. The cost of division. When justice operates without love, it becomes mechanical, brutal, efficient but hollow. It can sort people into categories, assign punishments, maintain order, but it cannot heal. It cannot restore. It cannot transform. We see this in criminal justice systems that warehouse human beings without asking why they became criminals. We see it in educational systems that measure everything except whether children are becoming wise. We see it in healthcare systems that treat symptoms while ignoring the soul. When love operates without justice, it becomes permissive, enabling, ultimately destructive. It says yes to everything because it lacks the courage to say no. It confuses kindness with weakness, acceptance with approval. We see this in relationships where boundaries are seen as unloving. We see it in communities that tolerate harm because confrontation feels unkind. We see it in societies that prefer comfortable lies to difficult truths. The path of integration. But what would it look like to walk the harder path? To refuse the easy division between head and heart, between law and love? It would mean learning to hold paradox, to be both fierce and gentle, to be both demanding and accepting, to be both prophetic and pastoral. The integration of justice and love. A meditation on human wholeness. To combine them is to walk the most difficult road, but also the most human. Philosophers have long wrestled with this. Plato spoke of the idea of erit, excellence or virtue. It is not merely doing what is right, but being shaped into someone who desires what is right. Justice, for him, is not a system, but a soul in balance. The modern world has forgotten this. Today, justice is often equated with efficiency, with rules, policies, metrics. The shopkeeper who maximizes profit is praised, even if his employees go home crying. The broker who wins deals is applauded, even if the deal was cruel. They are just in a narrow sense, but they lack erit. They lack excellence of soul. They lack justice that listens, that sees, and then there is love that has become pleasure. A generation taught to follow your heart often finds that the heart, untethered to wisdom, can be cruel. A man may say he loves, but if his love is only desire, only hunger, then it is not love at all, it is consumption. We see it in relationships, in politics, in global affairs. We see love used to justify injustice. We see justice used to crush love. Where does this leave us? It leaves us needing a deeper vision, a justice that includes love, a love that is disciplined by justice, a justice that can say no, but also say, I still see you, a love that can embrace, but also confront. Imagine a teacher who disciplines a child, not out of anger, but out of care. Imagine a court that punishes wrongdoing but still believes in rehabilitation. Imagine a society where efficiency is not the only God, and profit is not the only virtue. This is what we must strive for, not a balance but an integration, a fusion, because real justice is not cold, and real love is not blind. Real justice listens to the story. Real love speaks truth, even when it hurts. Real justice sacrifices convenience for dignity. Real love sacrifices comfort for courage. It is not easy. It is not fast. But it is human. This is the kind of world worth building. This is the kind of soul worth shaping. Justice without love is tyranny in a robe. Love without justice is sentimentality without spine. But justice with love? That is wisdom. That is courage. That is what makes us whole. So let us be neither the cold judge nor the blind lover. Let us be those who see clearly and feel deeply. Let us be those who hold the sword in one hand and the open palm in the other. The ancient wisdom we have lost. In the ruins of Athens, where Socrates once walked, there stands a reminder of what we once knew. The Greeks understood that justice was not merely procedural, it was transformational. It was not about punishment, but about restoration. Not about winning. To unite justice and love is hard, but it is the most human path. Plato spoke of arid virtue, not just doing right, but becoming someone who desires the good. Justice was not a system to him, but a soul in harmony. Today, justice is rules and efficiency. Profit is praised, even if people suffer. Outcomes matter more than people. This is justice without love. On the other side, love becomes self-indulgence. Follow your heart can lead to harm when desire replaces wisdom. Love without justice loses its strength. We see justice used to crush love, and love used to excuse injustice. What we need is not balance, but integration. Justice that sees. Love that speaks truth. Justice that is firm. Love that is courageous. Imagine a teacher correcting with care. A judge seeking restoration. A society where dignity matters more than speed. Real justice is not cold. Real love is not blind. Justice without love is tyranny. Love without justice is weakness. Justice with love is wisdom. Let us not be cold judges or blind lovers. Let us be those who hold the sword and the open palm together. Ancient wisdom. The Greeks and medieval thinkers knew justice and love belonged together. They saw love as strong and justice as healing. We forgot this. Modern loss. Now, justice is systems. Love is comfort. Hard truth is avoided. Protocol replaces compassion. But real justice dares to hope. Real love dares to confront. The cost of division. Justice without love becomes harsh. Love without justice becomes soft. Neither can transform. Neither can heal. The way forward. A parent, teacher, friend who holds firm and stays close shows us the way. This is not compromise. This is integration. The inner work. We must become people who can love with strength and judge with mercy. This takes humility, courage, and time. The daily practice. In everyday moments we ask, how can I be both truthful and kind? How can I respond with justice and love? The work of a lifetime. This is the work that shapes us. Not easy, not quick, but deeply human. To hold justice and love together. Lady Macbeth, whispering in the night, a queen's descent, in a dark chamber of the castle, beneath the wavering light of a candle that flickers like a mirage. A shadow slowly emerges from the corridor beyond. A woman draped in a white nightgown, Lady Macbeth. Though her eyes are open, they are vacant and uncertain. Her steps falter, her breath ragged, as if she fears being watched. In her hand, she clutches a single small candle, its flame trembling like her own turmoil. With each flicker, paralyzing anxiety and remorse pierce her. Gradually, her hand trembling, She seems to search for the spot she cannot wash away. Her blood-stained, guilt unconscious, she murmurs, "Out, damned spot! Out, I say!" Hidden in the shadows, a lady in waiting and a physician watch her. The physician gently asks, "How long has she been pacing like this?" The lady in waiting whispers back, "Since the king left for battle." Every night she dons her nightgown, opens her cupboard, takes out paper, writes, and then lies down all in a sleepwalking state. A shadow crosses the physician's brow. This defies the natural order. She is awake in sleep and asleep when awake. The lady in waiting nods and exhales softly. She never relinquishes the candle. She fears the darkness is closing in. The faint sound of wax dripping echoes. Lady Macbeth's face is swallowed by shadow, and she startles at the sound of a door, whispering inaudibly. Again, her hands rub one another, as if scrubbing blood-soaked in memory. Her voice, stripped of its commanding confidence, drifts out in fragmented speech. Here, too, the stain won't come out yet. Her thoughts momentarily vanish, then return in disjointed reflection. The soldiers should be brave. Why fear? Our power is unquestionable. Then she halts completely. Why did the old man have so much blood? The memory of Duncan's murder and that, blood-drenched night coils, unnaturally in her mind. Her recollection sinks deeper. She trembles, almost pleading. Where is Lady Macduff now? A voice trembling with guilt for Macduff's wife and children and for herself. This hand, can it ever be cleaned? She grips the candle flame tighter. Stop it, enough of this, she repeats, cutting off her thoughts as if something must be silenced. Behind her words lies a mind struggling in darkness. Once coldly manipulative and resolute, she now recoils in fear like a frightened child, whispering prayers. Oh God, oh God! Her voice dissolves into the night. Remove from her the means of all annoyance. The physician says, softly ordering that any instrument of harm be taken away. The candle's flame dwindles. The shadows lengthen and the figure gaunt, frail, barely retains the memory of the ambitious queen she once was. Grief and guilt ravage her body, and voice until she disappears into the corridor's depths. The physician exhales quietly. This is not a matter for medicine. What must be removed is not illness, but her mind. The next morning, silently, the court whispers, "The queen has taken her own life." A frozen hush envelops the castle. She was strong once, but broken by the weight of sin and fear. She chose death. That alone is told mercilessly. Will Macbeth understand? That she is dead, this he will know. Like a machine gun of solitude, the truth pierces the king's heart. Was it love? Was it guilt? He cannot distinguish. A voice of pure destruction. In the corridor, the echo of hand-washing resonates, and the flicker of a candle faintly heralds the end. Never to fully awaken, she died trapped in memory and sin. The queen who sparked ambition and spurred her husband inch into darkness has herself been consumed by her own creation. Now she remains a fleeting shadow, a fusion of unwavering love and unbearable guilt. Her collapse and death lead silently to the climax of the play, and the curtain falls with a deep, lingering resonance. The forest moves, the storm draws near. It is no ordinary wind. From Burnham Wood, branches have been cut and raised as shields, silently advancing toward Dunsinane Castle. Standing in the shadow of the castle walls, Macbeth brushes his fingers against the hilt of his sword, muttering, "No man born of woman shall harm me." Clinging to the witch's prophecy, he breathes heavily, yet exudes an oppressive confidence. The wind scrapes along the stone walls. Within the castle, the sounds of lances and banners being readied echo in the still air. In this tense silence, Macbeth reflects on his wife's death. Did she die trapped in that dirge of tomorrow? And tomorrow, and tomorrow. Yet he is not weak. He casts aside the dirge of tomorrow like a death cry, and steels himself to face the battlefield. The clash begins. Provocation and assault. The castle gates open. The flags of the English-Scottish alliance ripple in the wind as young. Seward stands before Macbeth, sword drawn. Macbeth strikes him down in a single blow. Blood sprays, and with a chilling pride, Macbeth calls out, "Come, another." He lets the blood on his sword remain, as if mocking death itself. Then, a figure approaches skeletal, grim Macduff. In his eyes, calm cruelty and unutterable sorrow. With each step, he speaks, "You are already dead. Everything your blade took from me still burns in my chest." Macbeth wavers. He turns, re-raises his sword, but his voice now trembles. The betrayal of prophecy. Words as a blade. Steel clashes. In the brief pause between strikes, Macbeth sneers, "No one born of woman can kill me." Macduff answers coldly, "That I was not born in the natural way. I was delivered by caesarean section." At that moment, Macbeth realizes he has been ensnared by his own delusion, captive to a prophecy that betrayed him. His sword falters. His gaze clouds. "The cursed words have stolen my courage," he laments, his voice swallowed by the wind. Disgrace or death, one final blow. Public execution. That I cannot endure. Macbeth seizes his sword once more and launches himself at Macduff. Neither yields. Flags shudder, drums beat. Sparks fly as steel meets shield. In that brief but furious exchange, every strike carries the weight of past sins. Macbeth whispers inwardly, "I must fight to the last." But with a single shift in angle, a blade pierces his chest. Blood gushes. He collapses with a silent cry, dropping his sword. The fall of a king and beyond. The fallen king's eyes close. Above him, the war drums fall silent. Macduff lowers his blade into the pool of blood and lifts Macbeth's severed head. The flags shudder again. Lords and warriors rush forward. As Macduff approaches Malcolm, he declares, "With this blood-stained blade, I end the tyrant's life." Malcolm touches the sword and nods deeply. The warriors raise their blades, eyes fixed on the crown's next bearer. The victory drums resound, shaking the chest. The darkness of blood and gunpowder recedes like a passing storm. Succession in silence. The return. Beyond the battlefield, as the banners rise high once more, a new reign is quietly announced within the castle. Malcolm lifts his sword and addresses his vassals and people. "Our land shall be reborn under justice and order." The people nod deeply. The once blood-red landscape begins to glow faintly with a warm light. Macbeth, once a symbol of terror, returns quietly to the earth. His name sinks into the shadows of history. But the ambition and sin that shook the fate of a nation will never be forgotten. Macduff's resolve becomes a beacon, guiding the crown toward a new and rightful meaning. After the storm, sunlight on the battlefield, the first light of dawn begins to shine on the remnants of battle. The castle walls lie broken, and the scent of blood and gunpowder leaves deep scars on the earth. Tattered flags half fall, and the shadow that once ruled through fear is no longer here. On the quiet land, where the battle has ended, only silent victory and sacrifice remain. Into this stillness walks Lord Malcolm, bearing a sword and the weight of the crown. Around him gather loyal warriors, retainers, and those who raise the flag of their homeland once again. On their faces, a mix of unease and hope, as if the wind itself whispers, was this the final war? A hero's farewell? Seward and his son. Lord Ross steps forward, gently speaking into the ear of the elder Seward. Your son fought bravely and fulfilled the duty of a soldier. The old man lowers his eyes, nodding slowly. He served his purpose as a warrior. That is enough. His voice, tinged with both sorrow and pride, softens the cruel truth of war in a single sentence. Yet grief is not the only thing present. There is honor in one who meets death knowing his duty. In those words rests a quiet pride, a deep respect for a loyal soul. Justice for the tyrant. Macduff raises Macbeth's head. Suddenly, all eyes turn to a single point. Macduff appears, raising a bloodied axe, and at its end, Macbeth's severed head, a symbol of tyranny fallen beneath the soiled crown. The warriors' eyes widen, their breaths held in silence. Then, from the crowd, a thunderous cheer rises. Justice has returned to Scotland. They cry. Macduff's voice, low yet resolute, cuts through the air. Here, I declare the end of the tyrant who ruled our land through fear. At his feet, the bloodstains remain a vivid reminder of Macbeth's ambition, the inheritance of the crown, Malcolm's coronation. As Macduff lowers the severed head, Malcolm steps forward. His expression is solemn with victory and resolved for the future. This crown is not inherited through bloodshed, but through rightful lineage. Under the gaze of knights and citizens, he raises his sword and then the crown into the sky. This is a vow made before the nation, to bring forth a new order beyond the chaos of war. Prelude to rebirth, restoration of trust and land. Malcolm turns to the loyal warriors and bestows titles. To those who remained faithful, I grant you the rank of Earl. Stand with me in the rebuilding of our realm. These are not the words of a ruler who commands through fear, but one who governs through justice and trust. He continues, let those exiled from our borders return. A king's duty does not end with coronation. It begins with healing the people and restoring the land. The flag flutters gently. Sunlight brushes against it. The cold winds of the previous night begin to warm. Moss returns to the stones of the battlefield. An even rubble seems to sprout green again. Dawn's echo. A path toward a new age. In the crowd's quiet applause, the distant forest stirs. Once bent in fear of the tyrant, the branches now sway as if breathing anew. Malcolm pauses, lifts his sword once more and breathes deeply. From this moment forward, let us build a new nation together. The land, once torn apart by war, finally begins to walk the path of righteousness again. Justice cannot fully wash away blood, but the stains that remain turn into new responsibility, etched into the memory of the people. The curtain falls, but the echo remains. The music on stage quiets. The spotlight gently fades. The warriors sheath their swords, and the people prepare to return to their lives. Within their eyes, both anxiety and hope remain. Malcolm's reign will not be free of challenges, but his bold step toward restoring peace is etched in the hearts of all who witnessed it. The murmurs of the crowd fade. A candle is relit, as a quiet ritual to mark the beginning of a peaceful reign. The story closes its circle. Yet all know this. The day may come again when order falls. The journey to Scone. The restoration of loyal hearts. A promise for the future. This is the answer to the tyrant who once plunged the kingdom into chaos. He died, returned, and became a king once more. Not through force, but through love. Death is not an end, but a seed of rebirth. This truth is proven by the king who survived, and the faithful who stood beside him. Beyond the dawn, Scotland's history continues, quietly breathing with hope. Why did he meet his ruin? Having witnessed the death of Macbeth, we cannot help but ask this question. Shakespeare's Macbeth is not just the story of a king. It is also a mirror that reflects the darkest depths of the human heart. What we see there is not the glory of a man who gained power, but the figure of a human being consumed by desire, guilt, fear, and madness. Macbeth was not an evil man from the beginning. He was a brave and loyal general, deeply trusted by King Duncan. He had the support of his people and love for his family. So why did he commit the ultimate taboo, regicide, and drive himself toward destruction? It all began with the witch's prophecy. You shall be king. At first, it sounded like a hopeful glimpse of the future. But a prophecy is not a guarantee of what is to come. It is merely a possibility. The choice of whether to pursue that future should have remained his to make. And yet, Macbeth's heart was quietly, but steadily, swayed. At first, there was hesitation and fear. Then arose the hope. What if I really could become king? That hope soon twisted into ambition. Then I shall make it happen by my own hand. The seed planted by the witches grew under the urging of Lady Macbeth, and eventually led him to an irreversible act. Here lies the true danger of prophecy. It threatens our free will. A single word can make the future feel preordained and shrink our sense of choice. To cling to a future spoken by someone else is to surrender the reins of your own life. Macbeth fell into that trap. Within him was ambition and ordinary human emotion. But the question was how he would handle it. He could have used his ambition to strive and rise through rightful means. Instead, he chose the shortcut of murder. Here is where his responsibility for his choice lies. That is why this story is more than just a tragedy. It poses a profound question to us. Macbeth was not simply manipulated by the witches. He chose that path himself. As a result, he stained his hands with blood, lived in constant fear, trusted no one, and died in isolation and madness. Why do humans make the wrong choices? One reason is fear. After his crime, Macbeth feared Banquo, whose descendants, according to the prophecy, would inherit the throne. To secure his crown, he drew his sword again, and again after that, gripped by the fear that someone else might come to take what he had. Ironically, the more desperately he tried to remain king, the more unstable his position became, and he himself brought about his own downfall. Fear robs people of calm judgment and drives them to irrational acts. Even within Macbeth, the voice of conscience still spoke. The night before killing Duncan, he was tormented by doubts. Would divine punishment strike him? Was there any meaning in killing a good king? He trembled, afraid and human. But ultimately, he silenced that inner conflict and chose sin. This chosen sin gradually destroyed him. His mind was consumed. He could trust no one. Hallucinations plagued him. At the banquet, he saw Banquo's ghost, lost his composure and forfeited his dignity as a ruler. Even Lady Macbeth, who had once supported him, was crushed by her own guilt and descended into madness. Eventually, she took her own life, and Macbeth became a completely solitary sovereign. For what was the crown? For whom was the power? A throne with no one left to share it. Hands drenched in blood, a heart bereft of trust. That was the price of his success. This tragedy still resonates today because the seeds of Macbeth are within all of us. We too feel the desire to succeed quickly, to be recognized, to stand above others. We too can be swayed by someone's words, overreact to others' opinions, or make poor decisions out of fear. What matters is to have a dialogue with yourself, Is this choice truly yours? Are you being manipulated or running away from fear? Is what you seek, even if it means trampling others, really worth it? The tragedy of Macbeth demands these questions of us. And at its core lies another question. What breaks a person, and what saves them? Macbeth never asked for help. When his heart closed off, no one reached out to him either. When he stopped questioning his own righteousness, he lost his humanity completely. So when we feel ourselves beginning to break, what can save us? The answer lies in human connection. When fear or desire threatens to overwhelm us, a voice asking, "Are you okay?" The presence of someone who gently corrects our mistakes, the opportunity for honest dialogue. These can make all the difference. Had such moments reached Macbeth, he might have chosen differently. That is why this story also offers hope. Humans can choose again. When you realize your mistake, if you have the courage to face yourself, you can start anew. Macbeth was ruined, but we can learn from him. Please remember, what is success, what is power, and what is truly worth protecting? Amid the countless choices in life, even as you waver and stumble like Macbeth, stand on your own feet and make choices that are truly your own. That is the responsibility of free will, and the very proof of being human. Why did he meet his ruin? That question turns back upon you. What will you choose? Thank you for listening.